Okay. We will be converting from polar to rectangular on question 18, and then the opposite way in question 21. In question 18, we are given negative 3, comma 4 pi over 3 as a coordinate. The way we find our x and y value is by, we'll first write out x and y, and then there's a formula to this. So we take for x, we'll take the r cosine theta, which will equal, our magnitude is r, which is our x value here. So it would be negative 3 times, negative 3 cosine, and then the y value, so 4 pi over 3, or the y value is our theta in the point, in the polar point. So negative 3 cosine, 4 pi over 3. Well, we can set this equal to negative 3, negative 1 over 2, because that is the cosine of 4 pi over 3. We can find this just by doing a quick little unit circle, right? 4 pi over 3, well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 pi over 3. If we think about pi over 3, it should just be both are negative. So pi over 3 would be 1 over 2 comma radical 3 over 2. And so it'll just be the same, but with the negative sign. So negative 1 over 2 comma negative radical 3 over 2. And that'll be 4 pi over 3. That's how we know negative 3 times negative 1 over 2. And from there, we can just do the math of what's 3 times negative 1 over 2. That'll be, negative 3 times negative 1 over 2. That'll be a positive 3 over 2. And that'll be our x value. So we'll write this out here, 3 over 2, comma, and then now we have to find that y value. So our y value now we'll do is our y is equal to r sine theta, right? We'll go through here. Whoops. Okay, so r is still the magnitude, which is negative 3. So we'll write negative 3, and we'll take the value of, or we'll put in our angle, our theta, which is 4 pi over 3, sine 4 pi over 3. We can then do the same, plug in sine 4 pi over 3, so that'll be negative 3 times negative radical 3 over 2. And that will come out to 3 radical 3 over 2. And that is our y value, so we can plug that in as 3 radical 3 over 2. And that is our polar coordinate, or rectangular coordinate. And then moving on, from rectangular to polar, we are given 1 comma negative radical 3. That's the coordinate we're given. The formula we use here is to find our x value. To find our x value, we will do the r magnitude is equal to x squared plus y squared and the square root of this. Apologize. So if we plug that in, we have our x and our y here. And we will learn what the magnitude is from doing this. So plug in our x, it'll be 1 squared plus negative radical 3 squared. Oh. And then the square root of this. So then that'll come out to 1 plus 3, because radical 3 times radical 3 negative will turn into a positive, and just a 3 will cancel out. So 1 plus 3 I know is 4, so that's radical 4, and that is the 2 squared. That is 2 squared. That'll be our x value in the terms of the coordinate. So we'll write that over here. We'll find our y right now. The way we find our y, or our angle, our theta, is by doing tangent theta y over x, right? Well, our y was negative radical 3 and our x was 1. Well, that means that our value is negative radical 3. And now we have to think, where on a unit circle does our tangent add up to negative radical 3? Well, if we think of what cancels out the 2, because our unit values cancels out 2, radical 3 would be on top. So that would have to be the y value. A radical 3 over 2 would have to be a y value. And then a 1 over 2 would have to be the cosine, or cosine and sine, which would make this either, how would I say, because it's negative radical 3, we know it's either in this quadrant or this quadrant. Negative radical 3 would mean either 5 pi over 3 or 2 pi over 3. And if we go back to our tangent, we know that the y is negative, and so we know that it's not quadrant 2, it'll be quadrant 4, because that's where the y is negative. So here we can decide whether to call it 5 pi over 3 or just 300 degrees. And we can actually plug this in either way into our coordinate value. I'm going to use the pi because I just prefer that one. So our new coordinate will be 5 pi over 3. Okay. That'll be it.